Hi, Steve Kruschen, Mr. Gadget here at CES 2010, and I'm at the C. Crane booth with my good friend Bob Crane. Bob is at the forefront of the revolution, not evolution, but the revolution in lighting that is going to be overtaking not only America but the world, because he's doing it right with LED bulbs. Most of you are out there using compact fluorescent. That's a stopgap measure, but with Bob's technology, LEDs are poised to be the way of lighting for the world. Is that about right, Bob?
That's exactly correct. So what we have now is we have the technology to build a bulb that will compete well with CFLs. But we really have one here that'll compete well. But in the future,
you say compete well, but I say surpasses their capabilities. It's really not competing.
Actually, what we know now, right now, is we know we can beat CFLs, say 1, 2, 3 years from now. So the revolution in lighting is indeed here. It is coming, and without a doubt, in 10 years, LED bulbs will be the norm.
But what's most important, that you're too humble to say, and I'm not, is it's your proprietary technology. Little old C. Crane Company in Fortuna, California, not some big monolithic international company you don't know who runs. This is the man. It's his technology and his people's technology and sweat and hard work. And I'm going to stop talking because I want you to tell us about your new GeoBulb.
Well, I'll be happy to. First, I'll start with, he's not on camera, but Ralph here, who really heads up the GeoBulb project, is the one responsible for making this happen. He fell in love with bulbs 10 years ago, more than that, 1997. And he's been slowly making improvements till now we have the GeoBulb 3, which runs on only 7 watts, puts out 60 watts of power, and it lasts, it's rated for 50,000 hours. Which is probably, even the 50,000 is an understatement.
But I want to stop there because other bulbs are in the market, and I'll even use brand names myself. Lights of America being one. You can go and find those for $10 at, home improvement stores like the Do It Center, and I've tried them, and they fail miserably, and they fail quickly because they don't have components of the right quality. Bob, the only way this man does business is quality, so he's got the right bulbs and the power supply so that he can realize if he says it's going to get 50,000 hours, it's going to get pretty darn close to that. The other ones may say 30,000, but if a year from now they're still running, you'll be lucky, and they won't be at anywhere close to the full light output. Of course, LEDs do have a tendency to fade just like compact fluorescent. There's many factors here, but this is the man that will do it right and is doing it right. Now continue with your story, sir.
Okay. Well, I will agree with you. Making an LED bulb is not very simple. We use the finest quality LED bulb and the components that go in it. And the components that we use are rated up, I think in one case, 1,000,000 hours before failure. But it's not that it'll last 50,000. I think it'll last more like 80 to 100,000. But the light level will drop off at
after 50,000.
At 50,000 hours, you'll have a reduction of light at that point, but it's not significant. You may not know the difference visually.
Right, and you wouldn't anyway because these things tend to have such a slow drop-off. If you turn on today, tomorrow, you won't notice, even a year later, you won't notice that last year, you won't remember that last year, gee, it seemed a little brighter.
That's correct. Whereas CFLs, if you put a new bulb in next to an old bulb, you could see the difference. But with the LEDs at 50,000 hours, the difference would be hard to notice. That's how it's rated.
And the places that you would use this is anywhere you have a standard Edison base, as they call it.
It's the same size as the regular bulb, so it'll fit any fixture. It needs to be, it shouldn't be in an enclosed, sealed fixture, and it needs to be used in a normal
base
environment.
Up or base down.
Yeah, base up or base down.
Doesn't matter.
The light primarily comes off about, about 180 degrees for most of it. It does dip down, so it works really good in track lights that we have above here or down lights. That's where it's made to be used.
And the cost?
It's $69.95. That's the retail price right now, and it has that 5-year warranty.
Right, and the benefit of spending $70, if you don't mind my taking the leap here, spending $70 on a bulb, the energy savings over time will...
Well, it's a heck of a lot less than any incandescent bulb, and actually it's just about equal to a CFL at this point in total cost.
So you also want to be sure you use these in areas that are perhaps out of the way where you don't want to have to get to very often because they aren't going to be needed, the replacement won't be needed very regularly anyway.
Well, not only not needed, you may, for most people, even if you're in your 30s, you may never replace it if you use it. So we recommend you use it in a high-use place.
And in addition to these bulbs, this common shape, common looking bulb, tell us the other things that are coming with the same technology, other uses And other shapes and sizes and types.
Oh, sure. We're working on PAR series. PAR 38 should be out in
So
about
that would
6
be
months.
flood type lighting,
Flood type light.
outdoor lighting.
Yeah, outdoor lighting, waterproof lighting. We'll be, the PAR series light we're making should be it should be extraordinary. We're hoping to approach 100 watts on the output.
100 watts on the output. That's the equivalent of 100 watts.
Yeah.
And using 7 watts or maybe even less.
Probably about 7 watts for that too. So.
Absolutely. So that's it.
That's what we're gearing for.
That's what we're gearing for. We want everybody to check out Bob's great products, radios and lights too, at ccradio.com. And Bob, it's always a pleasure to see you. And we'll look for more.
Okay. Thank
All right.
you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.